I'm browsing through online videos, watching a lot of opinions about politics in general. Everybody has an opinion about Trump. Everybody has an opinion about the election. Everybody has an opinion about the state of the country. And I've heard some people say a variety of things. Some people are saying that Trump has essentially uprooted the Democrat Party. And I would say that might be true. It should happen. The Democrat Party should be done away with. If we're getting rid of all the racist things in this country, we should get rid of the Democrat Party because they are racist to the core. But anyway, I believe actually that Trump is getting rid of the Republican Party. And the reason I think that is because I have seen more and more the establishment Republican Party dissolving, essentially. And so what I'm seeing is that everything that the Republican Party was as I was growing up, which is conservative and Christian and very a lot about legislating morality and controlling how people live their lives and the things that people don't like. And and I believe in morality and I'm traditional and I'm conservative in that way, but I don't think that we should be legislating these things. And I think actually Trump is not a conservative. And this was actually my complaint back in 2015, 2016, when he was running the first time. I was saying he's not a conservative. Why is he running on this side? Because he's actually a liberal. But he's not a liberal either, not really. But there's a reason that so many liberals are coming over, and my last video talks about that, my opinion on that. But here's what I think. I believe that Trump is destroying the Republican Party from the inside, perhaps as a Trojan horse. But I think that he is actually creating a libertarian party, a sort of libertarian party, a libertarian party that is about small government, that is about America first, that is about keeping our people safe, about respecting state rights. I know y'all don't think he's doing that, but he is. In fact, he's doing it more than most. And about staying out of people's personal lives. And I think that that is an important thing because if we are going to grow as a society, and I have my own opinions about that, but I think we have to give people the freedom to make their own mistakes. And that includes things like their sexuality, that includes things like um, school, and that includes things like what you ingest, including alcohol, cigarettes, sugar, whatever you want to eat, bacon, marijuana, crack cocaine. I think that the less regulations we have, the better. But at the same time, we need to make sure that people are educated and that we have resources for people so that they're not just exposed to these things. But we've got to give people responsibility again. We've taken so much responsibility away from people, and then we're like, well, now we have to make it illegal because these people are abusing themselves. Well, it's their body, right? We have that complaint with abortion. We say, well, it's my body, it's my right to choose. I can do what I want with my body because it's my body. Why can't I do what I want with my body when it comes to ingesting things? Am I about legalizing marijuana? I think so. This is not what this video is about. But the point is not so that a lot of people can get high or so that people have access to marijuana. The point is it's taken too many resources, it's taken too much effort, it's taken too many lives, and it's actually increased our level of danger in this country instead of decreasing it. And so my thought is that with this current president, he has broken through. He's come in as a Republican and he's completely governed as something different. And it hasn't been a Republican and it hasn't been a Democrat. He has been closer to a libertarian than anybody else. And if you go back and you look at everything he's done for the last 3.5 years, it's going to make sense if you look at him as not a Republican or a Democrat, but as a libertarian. And then you say, oh, I will say again, Trump is the most moderate president we have ever had, period. For hundreds of years, 200 years, just about, this country was very, very, very conservative, as was the rest of the world. But it was very conservative. It was very religious. It was very Christian, very traditional, very all of these things. And then suddenly it has switched to being very, very liberal. And now what's happening is that we find ourselves somewhere in the middle. And now we have a president who is neither of those things. And he is balancing the two things, and he appeals to people on both sides. And that's the interesting thing, is even those who are liberal are generally going to be socially liberal. If you talk to people about their thoughts about liberal, they think about things like letting people do what they want to do, giving people freedoms, don't try to control people. If you talk to people about being conservative, it's usually the opposite. I believe you should not XYZ. I believe, and in some cases it's about freedoms. I believe you should be able to have guns. I believe you should be able to live off grid and not have to report to the police, what, or to the government, and pay taxes, whatever. So you have these people on these extremes that call themselves conservative and liberal, though those two definitions have been very, very blurred, and we don't know what it means anymore, because you can't really, conservatives are both small government and big government, and liberals are both, well, they're mostly just big government, but it doesn't make sense anymore. So finally we have a president in here who is very centrist. And people don't know what to do with it, because we've been looking at a two-party system for so long. Since Lincoln, we've had a two-party system. We didn't know what to do. And so a few years ago, when people for example, in the Tea Party were saying, we need to have a third party, and everybody's like, nah, it can't happen, can't happen, can't happen. Trump has made it happen. I believe the Republican Party is dead. And I believe Trump killed it. I also believe perhaps the Democrat Party is dead. And I don't know what will replace that. It could be Bernie's party that's going to replace that. I don't know what's going to replace that. But I don't think the Democrat Party can survive. That might be another video for another time. But I believe that Trump has demolished the Republican Party. And if you doubt me, you can ask yourself this question: where are the Republicans? Where are they? They're not supporting Trump. And I'm talking about the politicians. I'm talking about the ones that have been there for a long time. They've actually have switched over to the Democrat side. So they're showing their true colors. They're showing that it was never about conservative. It was never about family values. It was never about any of this stuff in the first place. It was only about the same stuff that the Democrats are fighting for. That's why they can switch so easily. Trump has aligned with the conservatives because we generally have created a larger tent. We have become more inclusive than the liberals by quite a bit. I know people don't believe that, but it's true. So now he has come into this tent because people will accept him saying what he's going to say and say, that's just him talking, instead of getting all offended and having to use your safety pin and have your safe space and all that sort of thing, and have counseling and all that because he called you whatever he called you. But Biden can say it. Anyway, just a thought. Let me know what you think. If you like it, if you don't like it, if you agree, if you disagree, let me know. Does this make sense? Is the Republican Party dead? What's going to happen after Trump? Are we going to have the Trump Party? Could happen. All right, like, comment, subscribe, share. I'll see you in the next video. Happy freedom.